its Assistant Professor Nimesh Das here from Raja Institute of Engineering and Technology. Now in this chapter of semiconductor, we will go with the first application of it, that with respect to the PN junction diode. So with the help of the semiconductor, we are going to create one device, and that thing would be known as a PN junction diode. So it is a very fundamental thing that to be understood for all the other semiconducting devices. Okay. So basically what is a PN junction diode? A PN junction diode is a two-terminal semiconducting device that allows the electric current to flow in only one direction. So basically what is takeaway is a two-terminal and it will allow only to flow the current in one direction. Now how it looks? You can see that there is a symbol representation of it. One arrow is there and another side it is single dash is there. So that arrow side is known as anode, or it is also seen as a positive terminal, and the dash thing is there, that is nothing but a cathode and a negative terminal. Now that is a simple representation. Just below that you have got the real time how the diode looks. So you can see that that silver lining is there. That silver lining indicates the cathode. Obviously the other side would be your anode. Now, how is its construction? You can see that in that thing, you have got one side p-type material, that is a p-type semiconducting material. Other side you have got the n-type semiconducting material, and these two are sandwiched. Okay, and when you are saying that they are diffused and sandwiched, there one region is created that is nothing but a depletion region. Now, let's see how the depletion region is coming into the picture. So basically, how is a PN junction diode formed? So in PN junction diode, as I was saying, it is formed when a p-type semiconductor and an n-type semiconductor are fused together. Okay, so then they are fused together, creating a potential barrier voltage across the junction. Okay, now how it is happening? You can see that once we are getting p region and n region. Okay, so in that, in p region you have got the majority of the holes, yes, and in n region you have got the majority of the electrons. Now what is happening? You can see that a thin line, a junction is created, that yellow line. Now the question is how that particular junction is created. Now we have already studied in the carrier transport, that is a diffusion process. And we know that what is the diffusion process? Once from the higher gradient or higher density, it goes to the lower density. Okay. So now what is happening in n region? We have got the majority of the electrons. P we have got the majority of the holes. Both are highly dense. And on the other side, comparatively they are less dense. So then when they are fused together, what happens? This all starts to flow on the opposite direction. Now the question is, they also flow this density. The density gradient is there. Why? Because see, electron and electron, what will happen? They will repel each other. That's why they flow from the high density to the low density to saturate the things. Okay. But meanwhile, what is happening? When your particular type of the electrons or particular number of the electrons has gone from n region to p region, what is happening? Now this type of the electrons are not allowing the other electrons to go through it. Why? Because again a natural concept of repulsion is coming into the picture. The same vice versa things happens also in the p region. The holes coming from the p region to n region, not allowing other holes to go from this end to this end. Okay, so meanwhile a region is created. Now that particular region, you can see that it is neutralized region. Why? Because the same number of electron and the same number of holes are there, they cancel out each other in the terms of charges, and that becomes neutralized charge, and that particular is nothing but a barrier potential. Okay, so this is how a p region, n region, and in between there is a barrier potential that is neutralized, or it also works as an resistance. So now we'll go the forward bias of the PN junction diode. When an external, now what happened, that was the junction was created in absence of any external field applied. Now what we are doing, we are providing some external field and checking out what is happening to the PN junction. So when an external voltage is applied to a PN junction diode, it cancels the potential barrier and allows the current to flow through it. That happens only in forward bias. Again, what is happening? When we are providing a certain voltage in certain terminals, what is happening? The current is actually flowing through that barrier, or the barrier is cancelled out and current is flowing. Okay, so how it is happening? See, now you can see forward bias means P, that is a positive end of the semiconducting device, that is a PN junction diode, is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Similarly, N type of the semiconductor is, that is negative, is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, so now what happens, this negative terminal is connected to the N type. See, in N type you have got a majority of electron, and in P type you have got a majority of the holes. So what is happening, these holes are actually repelled by this positive terminal, and electrons are repelled by this negative terminal, and then move towards the junction. Now as they move toward the junction, what they are doing, they are reducing the size of what, depletion region. So at certain point of the voltage, so now as you increase the battery voltage, what will be happening, the depletion region will be shrinking. At particular voltage, when it shrinks completely and current starts flowing, that electron goes from your negative to the positive terminal, that is the reverse flow, and the holes goes from the positive end to negative. They start flowing at the particular voltage of the battery. When these things happen, that is your threshold voltage. Okay, so this is a new word, it is a threshold voltage. Okay, so just keep this in mind, the particular voltage given by the external battery, at which point this depletion region shrinks completely and the current starts flowing. This was your forward bias. Okay, so the current due to the majority carrier is known as forward current in the particular forward bias. Now we are going to the reverse bias of the PN junction diode. When an external voltage is applied to a PN junction diode, increases the potential barrier and opposes the flow of the current, the junction is said to be reverse bias. But how we are connecting the thing? Okay, so what we are doing, the P type is connected with the negative terminal, just reversing the terminals. Okay, and N type is reversed with the positive terminal of the battery. Now what happens, these holes are getting attracted towards the negative terminal, and what happens is electrons are getting attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery. Now because of that, what happens is depletion region increases slowly and gradually. Now as depletion region is more, it becomes difficult for the electron to flow through it, or the carriers to flow through it. Okay, so the current due to the minority carrier is leakage current. So in this case, what happens, only the minority carriers that are flowing in very little amount, okay, that are only flowing. Now majority current is not flowing. Okay, so the current that will be flowing in the reverse bias will be only a leakage current. So this was all story about your positive as well as the negative, or you can go with the forward and the reverse bias. So what happens in the reverse bias of the PN junction, when external voltage is applied to a PN junction diode, increases the potential barrier and opposes the flow of the current. So basically what is happening, it is actually opposing the flow. How it is doing, you can see that when you are taking a PN junction, P is connected to the negative terminal, N is connected to the positive terminal. So the holes are getting attracted towards the negative terminal, and electrons are getting attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery. Now because of this depletion region is expanding, and now it becomes very impossible for the charge carriers to flow, because this neutralized area has actually increased. Okay, but due to some reason there will be some minority current flowing through it. Okay, so the current due to the minority carrier is called as a leakage current. Okay, so this was your forward biasing and reverse biasing. This both depends on the how the terminal of the battery is connected towards the center. That is the case of PN junction diode. Okay, so let's move forward. The energy band diagram of the PN junction diode. Now you can see that we are just generalizing. At this point, we are not providing any external supply. So you can see that on this one side you have got the P type, on the side you have got N type, you have got the conduction band, you have got the valence band. Okay, we know that in P type holes are majority, that is shown there, and in N type you have got the majority of the free electrons. Now what is happening when we are diffusing it, so that barrier is created. Now we know that in the Fermi levels, okay, in the donor levels are at the higher near to the conduction band, on which side, on the N type. But in the P type, what is happening, it is near to the valence band. But the problem is to flow the electrons from one end to the another end, that is from N type to the P type, what is required? it is required that the depletion width that is created. So you can see that there is a level change. So both level of the Fermi should be at the same point. But because of this, when the n type and p type are diffused, they are at the different level. So that is your depletion width, which is actually restricting the flow from one end to the another end. Now let's see what happens in the forward and the reverse bias. So in the reverse bias, what is happening? This depletion width is increased. So now it is impossible for the barrier to cross of the electrons. But when you see in the forward bias, this depletion width has reduced. So as this depletion width has reduced, it is easy for this electron from going from the n side to the p side. Okay, this is how the things are working. See, the levels have actually matched up, and as levels have matched up, they are now easily flowing through the same. So this was the energy band diagram with respect to your forward and the reverse bias of the PN junction diagram. So called as IV characteristics. The relation between the voltage and across the diode. Okay, so it is not the given voltage, it is the voltage across the diode we are taking and the current flowing through it. So with respect to that, there are two currents and voltage at present. One is the voltage and the current flowing through the circuit, and another is through the diode, whatever the voltage and current is there. Okay, so we would be considering that case. So in that IV characteristics, first we take the forward bias. In forward bias, you can see that the current flows easily. So we can symbolize that forward bias as in short circuit. Why? Because depletion width is almost negligible. All the carriers are flowing through it. Okay. But when it will be achieved as sudden, when you are providing this voltage or external voltage, whatever, slowly and gradually this barrier is reducing. It is not just by click it is reducing, but slowly and gradually. Okay. Gradually you increase the voltage of the battery. So as you are increasing the voltage of the battery, what will be happening? Slowly and gradually the current or the carrier starts flowing. Okay, so at a particular voltage, that is threshold voltage, after that the full amount of the carrier will be flowing. Okay, so this can be seen in the IV characteristics. So you can see that slowly and gradually that VTH that we have discussed prior, that is the threshold voltage after which the depletion width is becoming almost negligible. Okay, so after that only the current flows throughout the diode perfectly. So this was your forward bias. Reverse. Okay, so for Si and Ge, that is silicon and germanium, VTH differs. For silicon it is 0.7, for germanium it is 0.3. So now when we go with the reverse bias, you can see that in reverse bias, what will be happening? The almost majority no current is flowing through it. Only leakage current is flowing. So we are one circuit. Why? Because no current is flowing from one end to the another end. And hence why it is happening? Because the depletion width has increased a lot. So reverse bias, obviously it is the reverse terminal of the batteries are there. So it is negatively connected to it. Okay, so it is negatively connected to it, so you will be getting the both the values in the negative. So reverse voltage and reverse current, that is in microampere. So now you can see that at certain point, after certain point, it tends to flow through the same. Okay, so that particular point, that is the breakdown, is that no doubt we will get you the breakdown concept in the prior session of the Zener diagram. Then we will be discussing the breakdown. But at a certain point, there is a breakdown and current instantly starts flowing through the same. So that leakage current in silicon is in nanoampere and germanium it is in microamperes. Now the last question that we will discuss application process is used in the clamping circuit for the DC restoration. Clamping means changing out the DC level of any signal. Okay. After that, we have got a clipping circuit of the wave shaping. So clipping means to cut off certain part of the signal or the analog signal, or you can go with the square waves also. So when we are clipping the certain part or cutting down the certain part of the waveform, this is the clipping circuit job. It is using a voltage multiplier. It will be multiplying the voltages. It is used as a switches and the rectifier. See, rectifiers is almost like a clipping, and switches, why we just saw that in the forward bias it works as an open switch, and in reverse bias it works. Sorry, in forward bias it works as a closed switch, and reverse bias it will be working as an open switch. So that is another application of it. And the last, it is used in the digital logic gates. This on-off process is also said as. This is how the PN function has got the applications in the day-to-day world. So thank you guys. Hope you guys have understood this session very well. See you in the next session.